Hello, and welcome. Today, I want to share some of what's going on with one of my clients. I am helping her negotiate a couple job offers, and I just feel like the things that we're working on can really help someone else. So, figured I'd go on today and kind of share some of what we've been working on. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Malia Lim. I am here to help women in STEM be confident leaders, specifically going from undervalued to making significant impact. All right, so it's lunch, so we're going to make this short today. She texted me last night with a job offer. So we've been working on this for a while. And if you want me to help you the way that I help her, this is what I do for the women that are in my community. So DM me, message me if you want to learn more about that. But we finally got the job offer in writing. We've been working on this for a couple months. Now she has a job and she is seeing that people are leaving. She's like, is there writing on the wall? What's going on? So we got her a promotion, we got her a raise, and we're in the works of getting her a relocation package because she wants to move to be closer to family. So that's the job that she already has. But again, she's like, oh, it seems like people are leaving. Like, what's going on? Do I need to leave? So she wants to start looking outside of the organization just in case there's maybe some conversations happening in the background she doesn't know about. Right? Okay, so we started applying for jobs. She finally got a job offer from one company that she interviewed with. And I've been working with her this whole time. All of these things we've been working with together. So we finally got the offer in writing. She sent it to me. And it is not a salary increase. It is a slight decrease. I don't like that. Right? But that's something that they kind of anticipated based on the conversations that we're having. It's not as much of a decrease as we were expecting, but still, pay cuts? No. And then also, she asked them for a relocation package because relocation is a big deal. So I don't see that in the offer. So I'm asking her, where's the salary increase? Where's the relocation package? Like, because these are things that I've been having her go back. I've mentioned that the immediate vesting is nice. So companies will do a match of your salary, but sometimes they'll have you stay for a few years before you get that money vested. This company offers immediate vesting, so that's nice. Um, Seeing that it's a standard 3-week vacation, asking, is there more flexibility? She has a lot of kids, so she's, these are things that are not a dollar amount, but if you give her more time, like, let's sweeten up the pot, right? Because you're not taking a pay cut just for a hunch on a job that we just got a promotion and a salary increase for. Like, no. Okay. Also, she has planned vacation coming up. So I'm like, is your planned vacation part of this pre-allotted vacation days? Because if it is, then you need to move your start date to after your vacation because we don't want to just be giving away vacation days when you already had this trip planned. Yeah, she says relocation is a huge deal, which we're currently working to secure with her current job. So she's following up with that. I'm just going through our messages. I message directly with the women that are in my community, so they have access to me that way, so I can help them, or we jump on quick calls. Love it. So when I told her initially to ask them for more salary because the range that they were giving her was less than what she's currently making, he was kind of, she told me that the guy was kind of like wishy-washy, like maybe next year. One of the things that happens is that employee salary budgets are usually set the year before. And so there may not be a lot of wiggle room with what they actually have allotted in the budget for the rest of the year. So knowing that that is common, sometimes they can't come up to what you want. And so what we respond doing is saying, okay, well, put in the contract, your offer letter, that you will get a guaranteed raise of X dollars after 6 months or at the end of the year when they can put it in the next year's budget properly. And as long as it's in writing, we all agree you weren't planning for me to come this year. So if this is what you have available, great. But let's make sure that we're on the same page as far as what it's going to look like in the future, right? Babe, can y'all hear him? He's loud. Close the door. And then there's some talks about bonuses. They're not giving her a signing bonus. Ladies, always ask for a signing bonus. Always. There's more tactic to it, but just in general, if you're new to negotiation, just always ask. Okay. So we're talking about the bonus structures and some other things. Budget. I'm just reading through these because there's a lot of good nuggets through this text message conversation that I wanted to share with you guys. Okay. So she said that they don't do employee bands. Okay. So one of the things, especially your larger organizations, they're going to have like employee structures, employee bands, right? And so, yes, we're pushing for more salary, or at least for them to meet her at her salary, plus whatever 1 year of inflation would typically be. So typically it's like 3.5%, but these days, who knows? But anyways, you want them to at least meet you where you're at before you make a jump. So, but you also don't want to be placed too high in an employee level or an employee band to where you have no room for growth and you're competing against the company's already top performers for future growth, right? So like you have to realize you're going to have a learning curve. You're going to have time where you have to learn the organization, network, kind of get your feet wet, and that's going to take a little bit of time. If you push for a salary that puts you at the top of your employee band, you are now neck and neck with that band's top performers already. So they're already top performers. You're already a little bit behind the curve because you're onboarding and going through the learning curve. This puts you at a real disadvantage if you want to get a promotion or a salary increase in the near future. Okay, so having an understanding of where you land on the salary band when you come in can go into play as far as what salary you're expecting and how much growth you're expecting over the next couple years. So one client I had, she was coming in at like 108% of her band. And I was like, that is way too high. Can you ask them to change the level for the role? So that instead of 108, you come in the next level, but you're at like a 97% or something lower, right? Below the median. And they weren't able to do that, but like that's just the way that department was. They could only have so many roles within certain levels. So they weren't able to do that. But just to show you, like, you have to kind of understand where you land, because if you're going to do apples for apples, or I do not advise getting a pay cut, but let's just say you really wanted to leave your job or whatever. If you're going to entertain it, you still have to understand where your trajectory is, right? Like, we want to make it on the front end, but you definitely don't want to shoot your foot on the back end. Okay, let's see what else we have going on here. Then we're talking about her relocation. She needs to follow up with her current company. She's a little nervous that they're going to have her sign something that says she's going to stay for a while. A lot of times when companies do like education reimbursement programs or whatever kind of like extra funding that they give you outside of your normal salary, they have you sign something that says you're going to stay for a couple more years, like beyond that payment. It's not always the case, and everything is negotiable. She's been with that company for like 4 or 5 years. So I think that her service period is long enough to where she shouldn't have to sign it. And I told her, go in there confidently expecting and be surprised. Like, You want me to sign what? I'm basically a seasoned employee, the way people hop around these days. Like, why are you asking me to do this? Like, what is, like, kind of push back and just have that expectation to push back, knowing that you've been there for a while. It's not like you're new. So, um, but that's just something to be mindful of. And even if you do end up signing something, I've helped people, even on the exit side, negotiate out of it to where the company says, you know what, we're going to forgive that promissory note or that commitment, because we couldn't come to an agreement on whatever circumstances. So we're going to just, part of your severance package will be a forgiveness of this contract or what have you. So don't depend on that, but again, everything's negotiable. There's a couple other things that I'm gonna skip over because we're keeping those in our back pocket. There's a lot of different strategies that we have lined up. Like, if they say no to this, if they say no to this, then come back with this. And it's all about really understanding what it is that you want. Relocation is a big deal for her. So if making sure that she gets growth over the next few years is a big deal for her. More vacation with her family is a big deal. So just like really understanding what those true value is to her, and security, right? The main reason she's even looking right now is because her current job doesn't feel secure. And so she wants to be in a place that feels secure. And I'm like, ask the questions. Do they have contracts? Do they have clients? Is their company on a growth projection? If you're going to make this leap, apples to apples, and it's not a salary increase, have them explain to you why they are a more secure company than the one that you're currently at. If those things are important to you, check under the hood. Like, employment is transactional, and I think as a professional and as a business person, you should be confident in your ability to inquire, and they should respect that. And if they don't, that's kind of a red flag, right? So, and then I told her, if at the end of this we can't come to a resolution with the new job or the new potential job, she has to be ready to walk away. And so in the text message, I'm trying to encourage her that sometimes that feels a little icky, right? So this job market is tough. People are hungry for work, and it's competitive. And for you to have an offer and then walk away from it, almost like it's survivor's guilt, or I don't know, it can feel icky. We're trained so much to grasp onto opportunities when they come, but if it's not going to serve you, why take the cut? Why take the hit? Why take the step back when it's not really what you want? And so I told her about another client that I helped, who ended up walking away from a job offer that wasn't what she was looking for. But you can do it tastefully, and you can do it with the door left open, because you never know, a year from, like, if they see you as a good, strong candidate to the point where they want to offer you a job, if you can handle that interaction professionally, and with some grace and in true excitement for working for the organization or what have you, you can say, unfortunately, we just can't come to an alignment today, but I admire your organization for XYZ. I really would love an opportunity to work with you. Please consider me for future opportunities. And if anything on my side changes, I would love to be able to reach out to you. Is that okay? Walk away with the open door, because if they saw you as a candidate before, they'll see you as a qualified candidate later. And it makes the recruiter's job that much easier because they've already gone through the legwork to kind of look at you, right? So, if I'm just kind of giving her a heads up, because we are nearing the end of the negotiation period, and she's going to need to decide. She's going to need to get the final answer from her current job about the relocation, and she's going to have to get the final answers on some of these other things. We have a few Hail Marys in our back pocket that could tip the scale, but they're unlikely because they're a little out of the box. But hey, if they happened, it would be a game changer for her. So that's why we're kind of keeping it in our back pocket. But nonetheless, I'm trying to, as a coach, I not only help you where you're at, but I kind of help prepare you for where you may be coming. and knowing that some of those things are difficult, walking away from six-figure job offers is not easy, but being wise enough and valuing yourself enough to know that they should be incentivizing you. They should be showing that they have confidence in you and this partnership. And if they're not doing that, then honey, you've worked way too hard. You work way too hard, for just to get the skimps. So anywho, I just wanted to share that with you guys today, because that's something that I was texting my client about this morning, while getting my little one ready for school, and just being able to help another mother really get what she needs for her family is so important to me. We both have young children, and so she's doing everything she can to set up her family for success, and I'm in the same boat. I totally understand that. And so it really fills my cup. Like, look, oh, getting goosebumps just thinking about it. It really fills my cup inside. I just wanted to share that with you guys today. If you are looking for this type of support, with negotiation, with guidance, with career strategy, let me know. Send me a DM. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on LinkedIn, all those good places. And again, my name's Malia Lim. I'm here to help women in STEM be confident leaders and go from undervalued to making impact. And until next time, y'all, stay savvy. Do, 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 do. Oh, my computer's about to die. Yeah, let's end this.